Cash-a-maniacs.
GeoGearHeads.
Just like the one-hit wonder band Thin Lizzy said, the boys are back in town. Welcome back to episode 83 of the GeoGearHeads. Tonight we're talking with Rob of Munzee about some of the new updates at Munzee. I'm the bad cop.
And I'm Daryl W4, and we'll get to Rob in a moment. We're trying to streamline production of the audio podcast, though, so you might notice some difference in the sound of the show. This new workflow will make the audio version more like the YouTube version. Please drop us an email at geogearheads@cashmaniacs.com after you've listened to the show through the podcast feed, and let me know your thoughts about the change and how it's working for you.
Now, Daryl, it's been a few shows since we last updated the GeoGearHeads 2013 Travelers Race. And that's running through the end of this month. Can you believe it's August already? Wow.
Yeah, it seems like this has just flown by this year.
Yes. Now, participants are eligible to receive gifts from gxproxy.com, such as Discovered, Memoirs of a Geocoin Designer. This is a limited edition book. Now, I've had that book. It's really quite well done. It's a good book. Or we have things like the Bright Light Torch. This is one of those incredible, I want to say it's 180 to 200 lumen light. I've put it on my bike, gone through a 2.5-mile tunnel. It's the thing to have. Now, we also have one of 5 Cash-a-Maniac geocoins from us, the Cash-a-Maniacs. As of this evening, the leader is Lafitte FL, with 2 of his travelers, Sea Cash, horsing around, at 150 points, and Cash Patrol at 147 points. Now, remember, the gifts will be distributed to the cashers whose travelers have the most points, but only one prize per casher. While there's nearly 50 travelers, there's only 23 eligible cashers. So with that number, there's a greater chance that even a new entrant, a new person entering the race right now, could get something from the pool of gifts. We'll drop a link to that page in the show notes.
Now, during those last few weeks of the race, which ends on September 1st, we also have some exciting shows coming up. You can watch us record these live through YouTube. Just watch our social media feeds for the link on Thursday nights at 9:10 p.m. Eastern, 6:10 p.m. Pacific. That's Friday, 1:10 a.m. UTC, so we know that's pretty tough. Now, of course, you'll always be able to catch these recordings on YouTube right after we finish recording the show, or you can find the audio version in the podcast feed about 29 hours later. Next week, which is August 8th, Clayjar returns to talk with us about how technology has actually changed geocaching over the years. On the 15th, we're talking with Ben Dodson about Wallaby, the location-based collection game that's hooked both the bad cop and I. Then in 3 weeks, for episode 86, we're talking with the Leave No Trace organization. So there's the next 3 great shows, and there's some awesome opportunities for you to call or type in your comments, questions, and feedback. You can do that by calling our voicemail line at 206-350-3647. Record the feedback and email it to us at geogearheads@cashmaniacs.com. And of course, you can just type that up and send it to that email address. Now, if you're on Google+, you might want to go over to the GeoGearHeads page and check the page there for the event reminders. That way you can add it right to your calendars. Plus, there's also some discussion about upcoming topics there.
You know, there's one question from Stevens ad infinitum about when we might see version 2 of the Munzee app available for Android. And I think we've got the right guy to address that question tonight. So welcome, Rob. Welcome to the GeoGearHeads.
Hi, guys. Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Well, the big new thing that everyone I'm sure is talking about is the Munzee 2.0, right now available just for iOS, but I do understand that the beta version is in, it's in beta for Android right now, but I understand that that's about to expand the group of beta testers.
That's correct. Right now, we've got a very small group of our players that are testing it for Android, and we are looking forward to very soon expanding that to additional users for beta.
For beta, yeah. And unfortunately, you probably don't have a good feel for when that's going to be out, since it is still a beta development app. But the features are pretty much going to be the same across iOS and Android.
Right, that's what you're going to see this time. If you know have seen our screenshots of the iOS 2.0 app, you're going to notice that Android and iOS are very similar. They're compatible. The screens are the same. We're really working to make sure that all the features line up, and there aren't any differences and one better than the other. We're gonna streamline them, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about some of those features in the 2.0 version of the iOS app at this point?
Yeah, I think that would be good. You know, we've got some really great things that really they came from the community. The community has worked with us, you know, as we started off early on with an app that had very limited function. But the good news is it did exactly what you needed to do in the field. You could capture, you could deploy. What's happened is over the 2 years, there have been a lot of things where the gameplay has changed, and so we needed to have some new features that we added in. So one of the things that we're excited about is the front-facing, the forward-facing camera, or the rear camera, to be able to use either of those for capturing. So for those people who like to, you know, place that Munzee on the bottom of a bench, or some location where it's, you know, close to the wall, or it's just inconvenient to bend yourself far enough to capture it, you can use that camera instead. So it's that's something that the iOS users are really already enjoying. We've got a compass. That's another thing that's been very much requested. You know, it's one of those things, as you're doing any geolocation game, that you want to be able to know how far and in which direction. And so we've added that now to the 2.0 app. So you've got the detail. It spins with you. It shows you how many feet, how many miles, how many meters it may be from that spot, and it's on its own screen, so you can actually tap to get to that one. We've got some turn-by-turn navigation also that's been built in. You can, and I guess the Android users had something similar to this, where they could get those directions to a Munzee. But this is something that's new for the iOS users. So this is another one of those things where we had something in one app and we have transferred it over so that all players have the same capabilities to go and find those Munzees. So we've really got quite a few new features that are exciting. Another one is that ability to pinch and pull. And what that does in the list view is you know, interesting, because you might have a lot in that list, and you want to be able to see fewer, and you want to be able to see a little bit more of the detail, and you want to see exactly how far it is and in which direction just from the list view. And so you can pinch and pull to change just how much of that you see.
Yeah, that was one of the things that actually interested me the most when I got the new app, was now I could actually see which direction, because it does put that little compass over at the right side, how far, and I could then increase the amount of information or decrease the amount of information, so it made it easier to actually jump in and see what's going on.
Right. We've added it into, I guess, to make sure that everybody can play the way that they like to play. Some people like to use that list. Some people like to always go to the map, and so they're using the map to see what's closest. Personally, I'm a list player, so when I get that list, I can see which direction, you know, I want to go first, and then work my way from there. But the best part with that list is that we built in some filtering options that are actually going to take those Munzees out of your list view. We've got some great filtering options, and they're built in for premium members. So you can filter out, you can filter in or out the ones that you've owned, the ones that you've captured, You can choose normal Munzees. You can choose to see only special Munzees, which would include the mysteries and the diamonds, things like that. You can choose to filter on or off maintenance Munzees so that you don't go looking for that one that hasn't been found in quite a while. You can filter the virtuals, and you can also filter NFCs. And with the specials, that would be things like the birthday cakes that we just have bouncing around for this last month. So we've got those features, and they're built in for our premium members. So already the iOS users are seeing something new, because that a lot of those filters on the map even have not existed across both apps. So we're excited to be able to offer that to all users. But like I said, it is a premium feature. Our premium membership is a $30 for 1 year feature, or I guess a membership, and that gets you social Munzee. That gets you 4 virtual Munzees, and it gets you a premium gold star that's worth 50 points, and then when people go to capture it, it's worth 10 points. So it's a little special item, and it is a physical dog tag style gold star.
Yeah, I've got a couple of those that I've yet to have anyone scan, but one of mine is out there. And it is a 1 year membership that gets you all of the cool features, including that physical stuff that gets mailed to you, which just kind of is a lot of fun. And I love the virtual Munzees as well, because it lets you put something in locations that otherwise you wouldn't be able to place one. I've got virtual Munzees at like all of the food courts at the local malls that I dropped in just before the Christmas shopping season began, to give people something to do while they're there trapped, doing that tedious shopping.
I was able to drop one at the information desk of our local fair, a virtual Munzee there, where it's a good spot for it.
Right. Yeah, that's what virtual Munzees are really great for. They are, they're just that, hey, just for fun. Like you said, they're for when you're at the mall. They're for when you're at the airport and you're killing time and you got 4-hour layover. What are you gonna do? You can't walk around and find physical Munzees, but you can walk around and find those virtuals that nice people have dropped, from all around the world, just so you can get some points, and so can they. So yeah, we really like those virtuals, putting them in places where others, they just might not belong.
Yeah, well, and things like the artwork or historical locations where you can't put anything at all.
Right. No
or
pieces.
You shouldn't put anything.
Right. No pieces, no matter what the game.
Right.
Exactly, and that's definitely how that should work out. When it comes back to the new app, we've got some other filtering or some other options that are going to be available, and they're available to the premium members. So wanted to tell you about those, because the My Munzees feature is actually one that is that's new. When you click on the My Munzees button, what it does is it gives you the ability to look at all of your deployed Munzees. And so this is the piece that is premium member. You can look at your deployed Munzees, and you can actually long press on a specific Munzee, and while you're there in the field, you can edit it, you can move the pin. So if oops, it just deployed and it's in the wrong spot, you can fix it right there in the field, even after you've hit the deploy button, which wasn't available in the previous app. And then the really nice part is, if you've got one of our generic stickers from the store, or a dog tag, or any of our Munzee products that have those generic stickers or the generic codes to them, you can actually hot swap those in the field, and that's kind of the tag, the code word that everybody's using is hot swap. But it's if a sticker went missing, or your Munzee has gone missing, you can switch that one right there in the field, instead of having to go back home and change it under the admin tab and all those things. We're really working to make this where you don't have to access the website. You can do almost everything from the app at this point. I'm still looking to add some other great features so that you can do that.
Nice.
Yeah, that is a very, very big feature. I'm very excited to have that in the app now, because it was one of those things that every so often you'd have to go and move a Munzee because maybe it wasn't working in the location it was originally. So now you can actually go and tweak it in the field.
Exactly, and as the guy who fields those help tickets, let me tell you that it has really taken a lot of weight off of my shoulders and work off of my load, because now you can fix it right there in the field. If you're an iOS user, and Android users, coming soon. So really looking forward to that. We'll get
now,
one more.
Is there a way to actually change or I shouldn't say change, but is there a way to go and archive or temporarily disable a Munzee from within the app now?
That is, I'm trying to think if you can do that.
Don't think I've found how
I was
to
going
do
to
it.
say, I don't think that you can. Let me type that in the notes right here real quick, because that's one of those things. I know that we've talked about it. I mean, we've already pushed out one update for the iOS.
You can undeploy it.
Right. But as far as archive goes, I don't think that you can. And it's sad that I can't remember that one off the top of my head. But we've talked about all those types of things. We've talked about a number of other things that need to be added into the app, and there's a couple of things that when you see it are obvious, the rewards and things like that. And they are coming soon. It was one of those things to get this app into people's hands and kind of take feedback and what things can we still continue to add in.
Yeah, that's all of this editing that's in here right now is so nice, but it's one of those deals where every so often I have to go out and check on a Munzee, and indeed it's gone, and well, that sign or the tree, whatever it was on that was such a good place before, is gone. So it's time to just archive the Munzee. And my previous thing had just been, I just drop a journal entry on there, and I'll go back and edit it from the computer at home. And now this makes it a lot easier.
Right, exactly. And the other thing that you have is if there's another tree or another sign that's 50 feet away, with these features you can use one of those generic stickers. You can move it to that other sign, and you can just update the notes right there in the field, and that way still keeps it in play. So you really do have a lot of options, and yeah, it's been something that I've really enjoyed using already, and it's really going to help keep the map cleaned up, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Now
In fact, there he is. What else do we have for premium members?
Let's see. Well, what else we've got is one more option for them, and that is that they can actually log in 3 users. So that's been something that is also a handy item. So let's say you've got a family, and
Exactly.
you want to go out and you want to Munzee with your family. We love that. We think that's a fantastic idea. You don't want to give your 5-year-old a phone, whether it be an iPhone, Android, whatever. You don't want to have them maybe walking around with their own. So you have the ability to switch, and this ability to switch back and forth between users is actually very fast. I don't know if you've had a chance to test it.
I have. I've used it. It's amazing. There's times when we go out where one phone gets satellite lock, another one doesn't. And it says, "I'm sorry, you're too far away. You can't scan it. Here, let me log you in here. And until your phone can figure out where it is, I'll just scan these for you." And
exactly.
It's incredibly fast. I look at it and think, did I do it right? Because it's already done.
Exactly, and that's a major difference from the first version of the app where where it was physically the log out button, and then you had to go back and put in your username and your password details. This is a one-time and you're done feature, so you can add other family members into the same account or in as different accounts, but on the same phone, and the swapping feature and the ability to capture, and you can deploy from the same phone with multiple accounts. It really becomes something where where you can be a family, and you can go out and as a family you can create your own trail. You can really have a lot of fun, and some people say this is all about the points. Maybe this is one way to help a family grow those points, grow the map, and grow your point score as well.
Nice. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, very cool. Now, another thing that's in the app but not yet functional are events. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that. Can you give us an idea of where that's going to take us?
Yeah, the events package is really a lot of fun. We've been working on the events behind the scenes for quite a few months, and really we're looking forward to the Android 2.0 app coming out as well, because when it does, we're gonna roll out an entire events package for players to be able to use, and that will be for things all the way from birthday parties to mega festivals. This past weekend we were in Gilroy, California for the Gilroy Garlic Festival. We used our event package there, and really it was a lot of fun. What happens is you've got a specific check-in Munzee for the event, so that keeps it private, where I'm not going to show up at your party. None of them show up on the map. It is completely separated, and it gives you a specific event leaderboard. You can track how many Munzees you've captured out of the total. So, for example, this weekend there were 35. Players could come back over, or they could look at it themselves and say, oh, I've got 7 out of 35. Our requirement was you've got to capture at least 15 to be registered for our grand prize. So as the owner of an event, you can set all of those types of features up. We have a timer built in, so if you say we're going to do this for 4 hours and then it's off, it will shut itself down after 4 hours. There's really, we've really worked hard to build a great event package, and we're really looking forward to using it for corporate events and trade shows and festivals, and all the way down to 20-person events in Madisonville, Kentucky. We're gonna do that. They've actually used one, so that's why I throw them out. It's really something that we're proud of what we've got there.
Nice. Now, I assume there are Munzees just for that event, but
there are.
Can those Munzees be left and become permanent Munzees after the event?
At this point in time, what we've got is that those are like one-time type deals. So there's always going to be the ability for people to use their own Munzees, and they will, as they use those, then those can stay forever. But when you use the event package, those are, because it's a private hunt and you have to have an event check-in in order to get tied into part of it.
Sure.
They won't stay on the map, or they won't be available for everyone. So it'll be a one and done type package.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now, another one of the new things that was added since we last talked was the new social Munzees. And we have one of those that will be available for people to capture in the show notes for this show, so make sure to head over there and grab that.
Yeah.
But these are not, they don't have any physical location, so they're not tied to any kind of proximity rules or anything like that, but they're also not worth any points.
Yeah, you've got a few trade-offs with the social Munzee. A lot of requests, came in for, we want something that we can take to an event. We want something that I can put on my car. I want something that I can put on a shirt. Okay, great. So here's what we can do for you. The trade-off was exactly what you just said. No points. Because, if you think about it, if we make something locationless, which is what, I guess we classify these as, when we make it locationless, then that means that you're able to share it on, social media groups. That means that you can put it on your car. That means, people can find it anywhere. You could email it out to, everyone around the world. And so because of that, we just didn't want to open up, I guess, a way for there to be cheating. So the social Munzee is really, it's kind of like round one of badges, if you will. And I hate to even throw out the word badges because that's a whole separate conversation. And I'll just say coming soon. It's similar to that because every user with the social Munzee actually gets to add an icon to it. So you've got a file size and you can put a picture, and then that shows up on everyone who captures it. That shows up on their social wall. So it's sort of a who's who, of whose social Munzees have you captured. A lot of our players, like to use those for social media, so they have people all around the world who've captured them. I believe our the most captured social Munzee belongs to one of our players in Southern California, and he has almost 2,500 captures on it from all around the world. He works really hard to make sure that that social Munzee is seen, but it's really a lot of fun, and it's something that people requested, and we wanted to be able to do it.
Yeah, that is a lot of fun, and I'm glad to see that those did come out. But there are some other things with Munzees, like the new Diamond Munzees that have rolled out. But I think we probably should touch a little bit on the proximity rules, because we didn't really get into that last time. And that's one of the things that, for those of us who started in the game without proximity rules, and they've now been added, and I think that's caused a little bit of confusion to some people.
Yes, confusion. Proximity rules, like you just said, Daryl, they've come in over time. Munzee started off as a game that had very few rules, and as players were added and players all around the world were added, then it became obvious that there were some rules that needed to come into play. Oversaturation is a dirty word to any geolocation game. You just don't want to see something just completely covered. So the proximity rules came into play. We have 50 feet between any two Munzees. The distance has to be 50 feet. So if the three of us went out and we were deploying on a trail, I could deploy one, and then we'd have to walk 50 feet, and each of you could deploy one at a 50-foot interval. Then that would put us at 150 feet if both of you deployed. So at 150 feet, I'm able to deploy another one as well. So we could actually, with the three of us, go out and we could make a pretty substantial trail that people would want to come and walk along, because it's every 50 feet. So when we started to enforce this rule, I guess is how we should say it. Not when we put it into play. There's always been a rule, and it's been written but not necessarily completely enforced, which was no more than one Munzee in a location. So there were grandfathered in Munzees where people figured out, oh, we can put them all on the same pole. So we went back to a certain date where we really started talking about and enforcing the rules of the proximity, the 50 and the 150 foot rule, and from that point on, we hit a button and we undeployed Munzees that were too close to each other. So that's something that we're now watching on an ongoing basis. So we're checking for that. It's something that we need in order to keep a healthy game. It doesn't kill families playing. It doesn't kill people going out and making big long trails. It just makes it where you have to walk about 15 steps further from where I plant one to where you deploy one. You got to walk 15 steps. We're just helping everybody exercise. That's how I like to look at it.
Well, and it does actually pop up in the app, or if you're doing the virtual Munzees online, it does pop up there so that you know that you're not allowed to place it. It's not like originally before there were rules where you could just place anything anywhere. It is now enforced in the app, so you shouldn't have that problem. Period.
Right, exactly.
But it does apply to every type of Munzee, virtual or physical Munzees.
Correct. The only that doesn't apply is that social, but social breaks all the rules.
Yeah, well, and social doesn't actually exist anywhere necessarily.
Yeah, that is completely correct.
But for 0 points.
Right. Yeah. Hey, see, there you go. It's that trade-off once again. But yes, that's correct. All other Munzees, this proximity rule of 50 feet or 150 feet, those do apply.
And that doesn't matter what type of Munzee you put. You can't a virtual and a physical can't be in the same location.
Exactly. We there've been some times where some of that type of thing happened, and again that was part of the undeployment process when there was it was just clear that there had been some things where things had happened. There were some loopholes. And so, going back and making sure that we got everything cleaned up so that it is a fair game for everybody. At this point, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen on the net. It doesn't happen on the app. So we're glad to see that that we don't have any issues moving forward with that.
Nice.
Well, there are some other new types of Munzees, like the new Diamond Munzees, that have been made available.
Right, the Diamond Munzees are really fun, and we released them, and they're actually on a limited basis, and so that's what's most interesting about it. When you go to the store, they're on a limited basis, and we still have diamonds in the store. We were kind of, I don't know, I hate to say surprised. Because what we did with those diamonds is we made the point structure different than, like, let's say the mystery. The mystery was very popular. The mystery had been sold at that point 3 times, and so we had some talks, and we wanted to come up with something new. We didn't want to just keep on, okay, let's do this and let's do it over and over and over again. So we put together the diamond, and what it is it's a sum of 20 points. So the owner, the one who deploys, and the one who captures, they actually split 20 points. So if you capture my Munzee that I deployed and you get 7 points, I get 13 from that. So it's actually a way for the person who buys and owns that diamond to get more points than if they just deploy a mystery or a regular Munzee there. So
but that's just an overlay to an existing Munzee. They're not a dedicated tag like the mystery Munzees were.
Correct. So the Diamond Munzee is actually done completely online. You go out and you put a diamond, or you put a Munzee out, and then you return to the computer and you choose which Munzees you would like to add a diamond to. So you can go back. If you deployed one, last November, and it was the coolest spot ever, and it was next to a diamond mine, well, guess what? Now you can make that a Diamond Munzee. So convenient how that works, and people have done that. It doesn't add diamond points retroactive to the players who have already captured it, so it becomes a diamond from that moment forward. But yeah, it's really been good. We've seen a lot of people taking those and using them in very creative ways. It's got a fancy blinged out pin logo that we really enjoy. It breaks up the map from all the green and all the blue from the mysteries and the white from the virtual. So you've got those nice shiny diamonds, which are they're fun, and you also get 60 points when you deploy it. So it's actually the most valuable deployment that there is, and in addition to the 60 deployed points, you have the chance to earn up to 15 points when someone captures it. Really? I mean, that's what the diamond is, and so we like it. Lots of players have been getting those and using them. We like to see them on the map.
Nice. Now, one of the big things that has just finished is the birthday Munzees.
Yeah, we just turned 2. Today we're 25 months old. July 1st, 2011, Munzee was born, and so we started a celebration on July 1st, 2013 for our second birthday. We came up with a birthday cupcake that had a 2 on it, and so this birthday cupcake, we placed 100 of them out around the world on existing Munzees, and we called them the bouncing cakes. So you had this bouncing cake that would stay on a Munzee for up to 12 hours. When someone captured it, it moved on somewhere else in the world. And so over the course of the month, we have 5,030 birthday cakes that were captured. Last night at midnight, everything ended. Birthday month was over. So, the way that we looked at it, it's our birthday, but, we wanted to share the presents with the players. So, we set up a very special birthday week, the entire first week of the month. We had prizes that we were giving away, gift cards. We were giving away free Diamond Munzees, free virtual Munzees. We ended up giving away 3 Fitbit Flex to get people out there exercising. We really had a lot of fun and saw a good response from that. So we're looking forward to August, kind of continuing some of that momentum and some of those contests and different things. So everybody can look forward to seeing not necessarily birthday month continue, because you can only celebrate your birthday for a whole month, right? Not just a day and not just a week. You got to celebrate your birthday for a whole month when it's special. So we are looking forward to some good things coming out in August as well.
Nice. It took me almost the whole month to find a Munzee within 50 miles, a birthday Munzee within 50 miles of me. I was convinced you guys just hated me.
Well, you wouldn't be the only one who was convinced of that. That's for sure. You wouldn't believe the emails and personal messages that I receive and that we received on social media saying, hey, this is my location. Would you put one here? And I got to tell you, I only ended up getting 2. And that's 1 more than I got last year. Last year I only got 1. This year I got 2, and I fought to get them. I like the logos. I like the icons. I love to get those things. It's pretty fierce competitions in lots of places around the world. So sorry that they may not have popped up in your neighborhood, but me personally, I don't have any control over that one.
No. No, I understand that.
Yeah.
Well, one of the big things is the funding for Munzee, of course, and you have the premium membership and the special Munzees that we've already talked about, but that you can purchase. But you also have some other items in the store as well for people to help support and kind of keep Munzee going.
That's right. That's one of the things that we're excited about. Is that because we are still young, we're always expanding and we're always looking for additional things. People comment, they ask questions, they really want to be able to let other people know about Munzee. So for those of you watching video right now, we've got new things coming out in the store. We've got a Munzee hat. We've actually posted that on social media, a picture teasing what we've got going on there. We have all sorts of new clothes that are coming out this month, so you guys will have the first peek. This one hasn't been teased yet, this Munzee shirt that I'm wearing right now, and we've got several shirts. We're going to have some ladies cut shirts, because that's one of the things that is a very popular request. We post things and it becomes, when will there be a ladies cut shirt? We gave a sneak peek of that today, and the ladies went wild. Woo! So that was good, and we're really looking forward to adding some new clothes to the store. We've also got stickers that everyone's able to buy there. Our generic stickers, dog tags, and again, we've got some really cool stuff. I'm trying to decide. Should I tell you? No, I can't.
Come on! Now you have to tell us. You've teased us.
Let's just say that there's something that will blend into the environment very, very well, and we're working out the final details on it, but it's going to rock. How about that? That's what's going to happen. It's going to blend into the environment very well, and it's going to rock. So stay tuned, and you heard it here first. Nobody else. So I was going, I don't know. Should I tell you about this one? It's still being refined. So
nice.
There
we have a GeoGearHeads exclusive of a new upcoming Munzee Rob,
That's right.
thank you so much for spending time with us this evening. I really appreciate it. I know that, getting time away from your family, from your job is always difficult, so thank you so much.
Absolutely. It's been my pleasure. I really appreciate you guys letting me join you and talk about, what I love most, Munzee.
Munzee. Gotta love it.
That's right.
Now, next week, join us for episode 84 of the GeoGearHeads. And coming up after that, we're talking with Wallaby, with Ben Dobson of Wallaby. And also, episode 86, we're talking with the Leave No Trace organization.
Check the Cachemaniacs website at cachemaniacs.com for more on the GeoGearHeads, including show notes for this and all of our episodes. We love hearing from our listeners, so leave us feedback by calling 206-350-3647, by emailing geogearheads@cachemaniacs.com, or through social media. Your support helps keep the Cachemaniacs shows coming. Please consider making a PayPal donation to the link on our website to support the Cachemaniacs shows. GeoGearHeads is produced by Chris Suffenauer and Daryl Wattenberg. This show is copyright 2013 by Daryl Wattenberg. All rights reserved.